Well, I'm going to keep this video short and sweet, and I just thought I'd go through a few pike fishing essentials that we like to take with us when we're on the bank. The first thing is tools. The main three are these. So you've got your side cutters, and these are Gray's Prowler ones, Fox do them and a couple of other brands. And basically they are essential for taking with you, because if you need to cut any hooks, any wire, anything that you sort of can't cut through with scissors, these are what these are for. And if you get any deep hooked fish, which hopefully you shouldn't be, you can cut the hooks out of the fish and unhook them. The next one is a pair of forceps. So we've got two different types, but 9 times out of 10 these are the ones that we like to use. They're quite a long set, and you don't want to go too short in case there's any hooks that are quite far down in the fish's mouth. They obviously for cutting, for getting hooks out of fish, and the ones we use have got cutters on them, so you can snip the wire as well quite easily if you need to, if it gets tangled in your net or something like that. And the next set, we've just got a pair of, these are just a pair of pliers. Fox Rage make these ones, and these ones just give you a bit more grip in the curve, so you can get into, if they're sort of hooked near the gill rakers or anything like that, you can get in a bit better with these. But 9 times out of 10, normal pair of forceps is what we use. And then I'll just go through a little bit in my tackle box what I like to bring with me, just in case I need any spares or anything really. I've got a few spare floats in here, and these are basically just for if for some reason if my floats decide to take water on, or if I lose one for some reason, then I've got a spare one and I won't be fishing with one rod if I lose a float. And I'll take a few different types as well, just because basically if I need to, if it's sort of the water conditions are not very good and I need to change floats, I put a bigger float on, I've got the option to do so. A lot of people don't sort of bring all this stuff, but I like to bring all my trace making stuff as well, just in case I have a really good day and then I don't want to be running out of traces and not be able to cast back in. So I've got my wire, hooks, I've got my crimping tool as well in my bag, but you don't sort of need that, it's just a nice option to have. So yeah, basically anything I need to make any more wire traces up, they're all in here. And I've also got a spare spool of power gum. That's pretty important, because if you fish with stop knots like I do, and your stop knot for some reason comes off, which it can do sometimes, I had to retie one today actually, you can retie them back on, because you can't fish without a stop knot basically. And that's it for that bit. And then in the side I've just got a little box which has got a load of spare swivels, running rings, beads, bait flags, all that sort of stuff, just spare bits in case I need them. And then in my other side of my box I've just got a load of leads, spare leads, just in case they get snagged up in anything, and I can switch them back, switch them to something else if I need to put a bit more weight on or anything like that. So yeah, that's what's in my tackle box, and they're the tools. I've also got a rig bin, which obviously I keep all my wire traces on for fishing with. I'll just grab that out. So the rig bin I use is a Fox Predator one. As you can see, the stickers have all come off, it's a bit beaten up. I've had this for quite a while now, and they don't actually make these anymore for some reason. But as you can see, it's got all my traces on, and if I get any blunt hooks or bent hooks, anything like that, or the wire gets damaged, I can just put a new one straight on. So that's the sort of terminal tackle bits. I'll just stand up now and I'll show you a few other bits for my rod and net and everything like that. So the bigger sort of bits of tackle I've got is a bag. Obviously this is a bit of a given for carrying all your gear. This one's a Drennan Specialist bag, and as you can see on the back, I carry an unhooking mat. So we do have various sizes of unhooking mat, but for sort of river fishing like we're doing today, I just take a fold up one, because you can't sort of be carting big mats around and things like that, especially when you're clambering up and down banks. So this is just a little core and fold up mat, and it does the job for the rivers. If I'm going on a lake or anything like that, then I use a bigger sort of beanie mat or a cradle. Then the good thing about this bag, just another point, is there's a freezer bit in the top here which you can put ice packs in, which keeps all your dead baits nice and frozen. So if you want to keep your dead baits fresh, get either a freezer bag or get a bag with a freezer compartment in it. Next thing, which is also very important, is a landing net. This is a BFT monster net, rubberized mesh. It's got a nice long handle. I think it's about 2.5 meters, so you can, especially for rivers, you can get the reach down to the water and net the fish if you get lucky enough to get any. But you can see it's a nice decent size, landing anything in the UK really. That's a right bit of kit. And I'll just mention quickly, to do with nets, a lot of people like to use carp nets, but for us they're just not sort of fit for the job really. If you get any hooks caught in them, or pike, like they've got teeth, if they all get caught in the mesh, it's really hard to sort of deal with them really. So yeah, rubberized net, nice decent size. Fox do a few, but we found with Fox ones the handles are a bit short. BFT one's the best, to be fair. And the next thing is rods and reels basically. My rod's a Drennan 12-foot Power Pike Flex 3¼ test curve. I've done a review of these rods. If you just click up here, you'll be able to watch that. And paired with that, I've got Shimano 10,000 DL reels, and they've got 60-pound braid loading onto them. And I'd probably recommend for anyone sort of beginning pike fishing, braids what we like to use. It's just 60-pound might seem a bit excessive for what you're fishing for, but it's basically just if you get snagged or anything like that and you need to pull to sort of bend your hooks out, then you can do that with braid. With mono it's a bit stretchy, it's not as strong, and you don't want to lose any baited traces on bottom basically. Just another sort of obvious thing for us, but for some people that might be just starting out, is a good set of bank sticks and rests. For rivers, you don't want your line trailing in water because it'll just get pulled under by flow. So a nice pair of bank sticks which you can put your rods on, pretty essential to be honest. But in terms of essential gear, that's essentially all we've got here, and that's about it really. So if you enjoyed this video and you learnt a few things, make sure to click like and subscribe.